Good day, I'm Orissa Ramesar, an admitted attorney and assistant administrator at Appleton Fiduciary Services. I would like to touch on today deceased estate tax and the implications and delays that can come about it if you don't follow the right protocols. So when dealing with tax, some of us are not aware of what type of tax is actually payable to SARS once somebody passes away. The types of tax that could come about or that you need to be made aware of is tax such as estate duty that may be payable, transfer duty if there's going to be a property transferred from the estate, as well as pre-death tax that may not have been dealt with during the deceased lifetime, as well as post-death tax. Post-death tax could be examples of rental income that accrues after date of death. And all of these need to be dealt with before SARS is satisfied that the estate can be finalized. So when you are dealing with a deceased estate, one of the requirements from SARS as well as the Master's Office is something called a Deceased Estates Compliance Certificate that gets issued by SARS. This certificate shows that SARS is satisfied that all monies that are payable to them has been paid and that the tax has actually been adequately dealt with. This certificate is required by the Master's Office before they will give the go-ahead to the administrators to finalize and archive the file. So there are penalties and cost implications if your tax is not dealt with appropriately. And this is why we at Appleton would advise making use of a tax practitioner. If the deceased had a tax practitioner during their lifetime, you should go ahead and use that tax practitioner. Alternatively, we use specialist tax practitioners who deal with deceased estates specifically, and they will be able to advise what could be possible penalties, making sure that the tax is up to date, and contacting all of the relevant institutions for their tax certificates so that the tax is dealt with timeously and expeditiously to avoid any penalties in the future. So to wrap up, what have we learned today? Specifically, the types of tax that may be applicable to the estate. These are very important to be aware of as there may be liabilities within the estate. Secondly, if you have a tax practitioner, make use of one. Alternatively, the administrators will appoint tax practitioners to deal with the nitty-gritty of the estate. Thirdly, contact the institutions as soon as possible in order to make sure that you have all of the necessary tax requirements, tax certificates, and that the tax returns can be submitted as soon as possible. Fourthly, that a DEC or a Deceased Estates Compliance Certificate has been issued by SARS, as if you do not receive one, the estate cannot be finalized. Until next time, when we chat about immovable property, I look forward to talking to you in the future. Goodbye.